Well, here we are. We're in the car, right? Let me get y'all all situated. We're going to look at our information center right there. We'll start the car. Service traction system. Service ABS. And service active handling. It's that time of year where you go outside for 15 minutes and you feel like you took a shower, sort of. We actually still have a little bit of pretty decent weather for the next couple weeks, but May's coming. The end of May, start of June, it's over. It's gonna not be a fun summer. It never is down here in the outskirts of Houston, but we just prepare, right? In order to prepare, I should probably get the Corvette or the Z06 in shape. So we're gonna do a little bit of work on that today because I have another, I would say fatal flaw, but it's not really fatal, but another very well-known issue happening on the Z06, or there's some inherent problems with vehicles, and I've said this before. It's kind of fun to go down the rabbit hole and figure out what you need to fix when you buy something that's a little bit older, because a lot of those things have been figured out by the time you buy them. So what are we going to work on today? Well, we're going to work on what's called the ECBM module, which I believe is the electronic controlled brake module. That may be wrong, but once I find my keys, which I might have to have you excuse me for a second while I search for them, I'll show you what issue I'm having. Well, here we are. We're in the car, right? Let me get y'all all situated. We're going to look at our information center right there. We'll start the car. Service traction system. Service ABS. And service active handling. Now I can shut all these off and still drive the car without issue if I hit reset. Let me close the door so you guys know. If I hit reset, it shuts the first one off. It again shuts the second one off, and then it'll shut the third one off. So if it does show all that and you want to still drive the car, you absolutely can. It's not a problem. But you're gonna have your traction control light on, your ABS light on, and all that kind of fun stuff. Let me turn it off so it don't get too hot. And it'll do it again when you turn the car off. So we have a very well-known issue, and that is with the ECBM, which is, like I said, it's an electronic control module for the brakes, for the ABS system, and the stability control and all that fun stuff. And it is actually located right here. So this is obviously passenger or driver's side valve cover, power steering pump. Underneath that and underneath this coolant hose is this module right here. Now, I would love to get you guys in there and show you how to remove that. However, there's really not room for the GoPro. I don't feasibly see how I can get you guys in there and show you guys that. So I'm not gonna be able to do that, but I will tell you there's 6 bolts, and I'll show you guys all 6 of those here in a minute. And there are 2 connectors. One of them is like right here, and it's got like I really wish I could show you, but I can't. But it's got a lever on it. If you pull back like I'm doing now, it kind of unplugs itself. So I'm gonna do that, try to get that off, and then, well, I'll try to get all this removed. I believe the tool is a T20 Torx. I've tested with my screwdriver. It seems to work just fine. Probably would be a little easier with the socket, but I can't find mine. So I gotta do what I gotta do. But I'm gonna wrestle with getting this guy off. And I will tell you this: if you take it off, you can still drive the car. So you're not down and out if you take this thing off to get it repaired, we'll get to that in a minute. Let me nab this thing out of here. Let me insert a little quip here. This repair is only for 2001 to 2004 Corvettes. If you have a 2000 and older C5 Corvette, it's got a different module. None of this is applicable. So this is only applicable for 2001 to 2004 Corvettes. So we'll get back after it. One thing I am finding out when I'm trying to get this off of here is, let's see if I can get y'all in here some way, somehow. There, I think I can. This right here, this little white thing, is holding the harness in. So I actually have to push that out to be able to get the clip off. Can I do that with you guys hanging out with me? Maybe. Nope. And well, we're gonna do our best here and try to figure this out. Well, I'll work on it. Y'all can see it. This has to come out. Might have to get cut off, which I'm willing to make that sacrifice to get it off. Hey, look at there. Came off. Now, pull up on this deal and the harness should come out. Should, in theory, come out. There it goes. I believe it came out. It did. Perfect. Now there's one more. The second connection is down here. You guys aren't going to be able to see, unfortunately. But I got my finger under the little clip there and was able to pull it straight down. It's this one right here, but yeah, like I said, y'all aren't going to be able to see that, unfortunately. Not in this fashion. Like I said, there's not a lot of room for the GoPro, and there is a lot of humidity out here, you can tell. So, all right, I'm going to continue pulling the rest of the 6 screws out of this guy, and then I'll show you guys where they are when it's done. So, we got some lessons learned there. First of all, this is the little guy. This little bolt here. They're tiny. T20 Torx, I believe is what they are. And, well, there's not a lot of room in there. This is the bracket that I pulled off that helps you disconnect the wiring harness. So I pulled that off. I also kind of rigged the upper radiator hose right here to kind of be out of the way. When I go to put this back on, I'm going to pull this reservoir off. Either by trying to do, if you saw in the video there, by sliding it up, or we may just try, there must be another lock somewhere I'm missing. We may just try to pull out 2 bolts that hold the bracket on. But I think with this out of the way, it'd be a whole lot easier. But I got it all separated. I do want to show you guys a little trick. If you're like me and you don't have or cannot find your T20 Torx, but you have one for a screwdriver, and you have a socket, this is a 1/4-inch socket, they actually fit in together, right? But that dude can fall out. Take a little Scotch tape, pull it off Pull a little bit more off. Or masking tape, I should say, not Scotch tape. If you put it along the bottom of this guy, it's probably a little too much, but you'll get the point. Then you can throw him in your socket, and he's pretty solid. Pretty solid, so you can get by and do what you got to do with whatever you need. Because, yeah, that wasn't a lot of fun. Now, we have one more thing for you guys to do. Or what you got to do. We got to separate the EBCM from the block. And I don't know how difficult that's going to be. I heard it can kind of suck. And it kind of does so far. I'm just kind of using a flathead screwdriver, putting some pressure on it. And I may have to stop and do some research so I don't screw something up. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see again, and I apologize. But I'll try to walk you through what I'm doing. From what I read, they said kind of get on the corners and pry some. And that's kind of what I'm doing. And it seems to be moving a little bit because there is a seal here. There it goes. There it goes. That wasn't too bad. Once I got it all right. Look at that. There it is. There it is. It's out. Hallelujah. Now, let me show you this thing. All right. So I want to show you guys this real quick before we're done. EBCM, so it's oriented in the car like this. The screws are actually in all of these indentions here. So there's an indention there, indention there, indention there. So you might think that these screws here are what pulls it off. So you need to be very careful to know that these are not what's holding it on the car. It's all these ones with these indentions. So these are the bottom ones. They're a little shorter. As far as the length to get to them, you need a longer socket or screwdriver for these. Shorter socket works for these. But just so you know, you could get confused and think that these are what's holding it on. And they're not. So double check that if you can't get it off. And then I pry it on the corner right here. Kind of boogered up the seal just a little bit, which they say is kind of normal. So we'll probably throw a little bit more stuff back on there. But yeah, that's off. So now we get to repair it, which I'm not going to do today. We're going to do this in the house. We're going to do a little soldering, and we got to figure out how to separate it. So we'll catch back up when I'm ready to do that tomorrow. All right, well, let's get into the rest of this. We need to take this apart. I'm going to pull out these 4 bolts real quick. And then we're going to work on the back side. Okay, now that we got those 4 bolts out right here, the thing is, this thing isn't just going to come apart. And luckily, people have gone down this road before me, so I was able to take their information and use it. There is a hole right here. And it's covered up with some kind of, I don't know, clear epoxy of some sorts. And apparently you can just dig it out somewhat. And the cool thing about this little area right here is it will allow us to actually tap it. Now, I didn't get it cleaned out very well, but I think I'm just going to go for it. And yeah. So I have a 1/4 inch by 20 tap. I also, if I come over here, maybe, I gotta find out where I put it. I have a 1/4 inch by 20 bolt. And that is really integral to this, so let me find it. All right, I found it. There's my 1/4 inch by 20 bolt. So, long story short, the area right here where this hole is clear, and it's gonna allow us to kind of push on the face of this to separate it, because the adhesive that's on this dude is pretty legit. It's pretty tough stuff. So let's see if we can't tap it. Might need to drill it out some, but I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. If I remember right, this might be a little stripped, but we'll see. No, it's okay at the moment. Let's see what happens. All right, I'm gonna have to drill it out a little bit here and find my drill. So this is a 13th 64 drill bit. It seems to be just a tad bigger than the tap, or smaller than the tap. So I'm gonna drill through it. Here we go. There we go. A whole bunch of aluminum out of there. Now let's see if we can't get it tapped. Let's hope that did the job. All right, got it all tapped. Got some threads in there now. Take our 1/4 inch by 20 bolt. We're gonna run it all the way in. Put a little lube on there. Why not, right? Yeah, you can hear it, see it too. Yep. Look at that. I don't know if y'all can hear it because y'all got my mic on, but yep, it's doing its job. Let me get with it. Just a little more. Why not? Then get a flathead and work around the guy. Yeah, it's all coming off pretty easily. Pretty sure that's it. That goo just hangs on, whatever's in there, this electronics goop. There we go. It's out. And I'm going to pull this bolt out of the housing, and then I'll show you what we do next. So, the rumor is these 5 pots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in a square plus the one right here, they lose connection with the solder. So the remedy to fix this is to re-solder these guys. Now, I don't know how to solder very well. It's not a trait that I've really ever picked up or learned. So I'm going to do my best, but I can't give you any tips for that because I'm still learning myself. I can figure out welding, but soldering is it's been a different animal, different beast. So we're going to do our best here and see what we come up with and see what I can do. That's a big blob right there. Two out of 4 done. I don't know if they're good or not. Well, there's the final outcome there. Couple blobs. So I'm gonna put this guy back together. I might throw a little RTV in here. I don't know what the appropriate goop is, but you know, why not some RTV? And then I'm gonna put it together, screw it back down, and then I'm gonna go throw it in the car and we're gonna see what happens. All right, I just put it back in place and put all the connections on. It's not bolted down yet. I still have to do that, but I figured, let's see if that worked, because I don't know if it's gonna work or not. So spoiler alert, I'm not even spoiler alert. We just don't know. There's no guarantee that this fixed what I have. So let's get the car started and see if we have those same errors. And if not, good. If so, well, you gotta send it off. Look at that. Lights are off. Lights are off. Lights are off. No way. It actually worked. But just, yep. That stuff didn't work before. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That worked. Hell yeah. Well, there you go. I'm gonna have to scratch up my hand a little bit more to get all the bolts back in, but it worked. That freaking worked. I can't believe it. I'm not great at soldering, and I think I messed up the tip of my solder gun, so that was good. But hey, I got it done and it fixed the car, so that's fantastic. So I'll work on getting the rest of the bolts in. Like I said, I'm not going to bore you guys with that stuff because, well, all you're going to do is see me struggling putting 6 little bolts that I already pulled out in. But big thank you to those who done it before me, because yeah, I looked up some videos on the internet just like you're doing now, and I like to try to explain things the best I can. I hope the video was helpful if you're looking to do the same thing. So again, this is only going to work for 2001 to 2004 Corvettes C5s. So if you got one and you're having the same problems, hey, give it a try. It's a little bit of work, but with a Harbor Freight tap kit, which is what I used, a little cheap tap kit, and some, you know, some elbow grease and burning my finger and stuff like that, it's not that bad of a job. There is a company I think you can send them out to that fixes them for $200, and I think that's a pretty realistic, pretty fair price, because they do some other things as well. I don't remember exactly what they all do, but I mean, if you're not comfortable doing this, you're still gonna have to take it off your car and send it in somewhere. So at least you know how to take it off from here. And well, I got one more thing for you guys. What do y'all think? You like it with the new bumper cover on it? Paint guys absolutely killed it on the color. So looks awesome. The car's needed that for a very, very long time, but actually didn't come with that, which was interesting. I had to drill holes in the bottom for it, but the C5 license plate cover. Pretty simple. Slide it up in, 2 holes on the bottom, done. But man, it looks so much better with that. And well, that's it. I have to admit, I was skeptical that this was going to work, but it worked. But now I have a check engine light on because I had the mass flow sensor unplugged, because I still have to get the stuff to put it back together. So I'm going to put it back together probably tonight or tomorrow, and then we're going to be good to go. So thanks for hanging out. This was actually a Racer X garage video, and we haven't done these in quite a while. So we have a lot more than Corvettes. We got LS swap Dakotas. We've got Typhoons. We've got Bel Airs, Novas. We got a Dakota RT. We got all kinds of fun stuff. So we're always working on something. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hanging out with us. If you already are subscribed, as I always say, you guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys very, very much. And you know, if you have any questions or anything, leave them down in the comments. We'll be happy to get to you. But other than that, yeah, I'm gonna go inside, cook dinner, and enjoy the rest of the week. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you maybe at the track this weekend. We'll see. Real quick before we go, you can also check out our social medias, which is Facebook and Instagram at the Racer X Garage. And we do have a little bit of merch. If you want to check that out, you can check that out at racerxgarage.com. And I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my week. Like I said, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next time. Until next time, you know the deal. Y'all be good.